Hooray! Go to my microphone. Thank you for being here. Apologies for the delay today. I think this would look better if it was like this mic cover doesn't look too good. Welcome. Got a new mic cover because the cat chewed the last one. That's another reason why, if you want to support this channel, link is in the description to do so. You can help support me directly via buymeacoffee.com or Venmo. I'm a fully independent political commentator coming to you live Monday morning, local time, 11:30 a.m. Los Angeles, Central Time. I know we'll have a lot of viewers from Chicago today. It is, what is that, 1:30 Central Time, 2:30 Eastern. Had to do math for a second there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I'm letting everybody know that the live is live right now, as we have a lot to discuss today. We'll definitely be jumping straight into the speech Donald Trump gave this morning. He was absolutely throwing a temper tantrum at the Bible Museum, going after all his rivals, talking about all his grievances. It was really disgusting to see. I'm about to post a video real quick to let everybody know that we're live right now. Please click the like button on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and type in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. If at any point there's any technical difficulties, let me know if you can't hear me. Let me know if anything goes wrong. This is a community, and we are all in this together. The importance of this show is because we will show you uninterrupted the facts, everything Trump said, everything that Newsom is doing in response, what's Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker doing, what's happening overseas, etc. Today's show, we're really going to talk a lot about Chicago. I'm going to show you right now. We have Trump's remarks ready to go. Ooh, that's incorrect. One sec. We'll fix that real quick. But yeah, so it's going to be a pretty packed show today. So be sure to trickle in right now, and we will make it happen. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to delete that real quick. Add a screen capture. Window capture. No. Display capture. Retina display. Perfect. And then we will fix this real quick. Oopsie. Alrighty. See how this looks full screen. Looks pretty spectacular. Fantastic. Awesome. That looks pretty good. Cool. Now we got that pulled up nice and good. Fantastic. Make sure that this is correct too. Yeah, we probably won't even use that today. Sweet. So as you can see, we're about to show everything Trump is doing. Today, he spoke at the Religious Liberty Commission, the Bible Museum, if you will. So let me just tell everyone we're live. Happy Monday. Thanks for the apology, Catherine. Look, this is a big deal. You know, the country is changing in real time, and we are the ones who have to fight back. We are the resistance movement. We will be the freedom fighters, essentially. We will be the ones that have to take our country back. And part of doing that is actually talking and just spreading the truth, and making sure people are informed. Letting everyone know that we are live right now. Pretty soon I'm going to have like a theme song. There's going to be some opening music. It's going to be fantastic. Looks like everybody is aware that the live is now live. This is good news. Sweet. And I'm going to go live on TikTok as well. And then we'll just start. Cool. Gonna let everyone know that we are live. Awesome. Cool. The TikTok's going live right now. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Okay. Last week we had one of our biggest shows yet. It was the day after, or it was the first time Trump returned to the White House amid serious speculation about that sick old man's health. He came back to the White House. He didn't sound good. And what I'm going to pull up today, he doesn't sound good either. He sounds actually awful. So we'll let everybody trickle in for a sec, and then I'll show you his speech today that he gave at the Religious Liberty Commission. But yeah, this is a big deal. He's actively preparing his invasion of Chicago right now. The governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, he knows that it's coming. The mayor of Chicago knows it's coming. Chicago police now know it's coming. But the most shameful part about it is Trump never even communicated with Chicago police. He never even worked with the police department. He never told them that this was happening. If it was really about solving crime, then wouldn't you work with the police department to do that? And he tried walking it back yesterday. I'll show you the gaggle that he did with the press, where he was saying, oh, I didn't mean I was declaring war on Chicago. Well, then why are you bringing in the Department of War to Chicago? That's the part that doesn't add up. That's the part that, clearly suggests that he's declaring war on a U.S. city. He's using the Department of Defense, which is meant for wars, to conduct operations in one of the biggest cities in America. So that's the part that really is concerning. Let's take a listen to what he had to say today. Oh, it's Pam Bondi.
Thank you. And thank you, Lieutenant Governor Patrick. Our founders believed every individual has the right to worship freely without fear of their own government. No one knows this better than President Trump. Under his leadership, we have dropped FACE Act cases against pro-life Christians, stopped the FBI from spying on Catholics,
Tear down.
launched multiple investigations into anti-Semitism in schools, and we are aggressively prosecuting vicious.
Notice how there was no claps for the anti-Semitism thing, which, by the way, this administration is doing nothing to combat anti-Semitism. But the reason why I point that out is because this is like a very white Christian nationalist group that she's speaking with right now. And they don't even like Jews. They don't like Muslims. This is a Christian group, so they don't really care about that part. She just had to, get her little statement out.
Crimes against Jewish Americans.
Oh, I'm wrong. Maybe they clapped a little bit. Good for them.
President Trump is fighting each day for our parents.
They're really clapping because they're like, we don't want any Palestinian sympathy. We just want to silence all dissent. And anything that happens at a college campus that is critical of Israel, you will be discovered by a Palantir clanker and you will be deported.
Our students and every American's right to live out their faith. There is no greater defender of the First Amendment than the president, and there is no greater president than Donald Trump.
There's no greater president than Donald Trump. That's insane. How can you even say that?
We all thank President Trump for protecting the God-given rights of every American. And it is my great honor to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
What is the purpose of this today? There's so much work to be done. I mean, the reason why it's important that we watch this is because even in these settings, he reveals a lot of news. Like, he talks about things that are completely unrelated to what this is. But shouldn't he be working? Shouldn't he be doing something right now? Very bizarre.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I said we'll have to cut Lee Greenwood a little bit short. How good is he, right? He's been with us right from the beginning. And I wanted to stand and listen to the entire song, but people would have said, look at the ego of that guy. He just wouldn't stop. He just stood there and listened to the applause. But I appreciate it very much. And I want to thank you for doing an incredible job, Pam Bondi. The Attorney General has been unbelievable. Incredible job. Thank you, Pam. Amazing. And thank you to all of the faith leaders, pastors, and patriots who have come to the Museum of the Bible for this historic meeting of the Presidential Commission on Religious Liberty. These are incredible people. And everybody wanted to be on this commission, and I made a couple of people unhappy, maybe even enemies for life. I don't know. But they all wanted to be on the commission, but we picked the right ones, and they've done really a profound, an amazing job. But America was founded on faith, as we know, and I've been saying it for a long time. And when faith gets weaker, our country seems to get weaker. When faith gets stronger, as it is right now, we're having.
Is it just me, or does he not sound great? This sounds worse than the way he sounded last week when he made his triumphant return to the White House, when reporters literally asked him if he died. He sounds hoarse. He sounds rough right now. Let's listen to see if that continues.
A very good period of time. After some rough years, good things happen for our country. It's amazing the way it seems to work that way. And under the Trump administration, we're defending our rights and restoring our identity as a nation under God. We are one nation under God, and we always will be.
The separation of church and state really has taken a hit under this regime over the past, let's say, 5 years, because we can connect it to their first term. They have really pushed a overt religious agenda, one that, is really injecting itself into all the policy we see, and not in a good way. Most of the time it's about attacking gay people, attacking transgender people, going after schools, giving more government funding to things like churches, which we should have a separation of church and state. There should not be a conflict of interest like that. So it's very sad.
The need for this commission has never been more clear than it was last week when the ineffectual senator from Virginia, a man named Tim Kaine, stated that the notion our rights come from our Creator is, quote, extremely troubling to him. Very troubling, isn't it troubling? Isn't it terrible, though? How he would say something like that, and advocated really by a totalitarian regime. This is what they say. But as everyone in this room understands, it is tyrants who are denying our rights and the rights that come from God, and it's this declaration.
This is so ironic because this is the tyrant denying our rights right now. This is the tyrant that is using religion to suppress the media. He's using religion to go after college campuses. And it's all to go after Palestinian voices. It's all to go after any group that doesn't align with what this regime is doing, what they're trying to do.
Of independence that proclaims we're endowed by our Creator with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The senator from Virginia should be ashamed of himself for many things. For many things. For things even beyond that. But in its own way, nothing's more important than those words. They were terrible words. As president, I will always defend our nation's glorious heritage, and we will protect the Judeo-Christian principles of our founding, and we will protect them with vigor. We have to bring back religion in America.
Yeah, he does not sound great. Let me know in the chat if you agree, because something sounds off about him.
Bring it back stronger than ever before as our country grows stronger and stronger. Our country is now the hottest nation anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, our country was dead. And I say it, 1 year ago, our country was dead. We had leaders from all over the world that talked to me that say, your country's in trouble. And I just left the Middle East.
How is that the case when right now countries around the world are literally suspending shipments to our country because they don't want to deal with tariffs? Countries are not working with us anymore on trade. And overseas wars have gotten way worse under this administration. Not to mention the fact that millions are losing health care and our cities are being taken over by the military. I guess the country is alive now. I mean, a year ago, the country was better than it is now. You can't say that the country was dead. And by the way, no matter how many times you say the country is hot, it doesn't make it hot. And only somebody who's insecure about the state of the country would have to tell you so many times that things are going perfect.
King of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, a lot of the big countries. Then I was with the heads of NATO, the NATO nations, all of them. Everyone said essentially the same thing, that a year ago your country was dead and now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. It's true. It's true in every way. But to have a great nation, you have to have religion. I believe that so strongly. There has to be something after we go through all of this, and that something is God. We go through all of this for a reason. It's not easy, believe me. But I want to
Trump has been talking more and more about God and going to heaven the more ill he's gotten. I think that's an important point to think about. He's sent multiple times like he hopes he gets into heaven. The reason he wants to solve the Ukraine war is because he wants to get into heaven. He's worried he might not get in. He's actually sending out in his fundraising emails to supporters saying, "I'm not dead, I'm alive. Donate to me."
thank the commission's chairman, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. He's been the chairman of my Texas campaign from day one. All right, Dan. He's been the chairman of my Texas campaign, and we went through 6 primaries, and we went through everything that we went through, and we won them all. We won everything, including 3 elections. Got the most votes in the history of Texas 3 times. Can you believe that? That's pretty good. I heard that the other day. I said, I like that. But I want to thank you, Dan. You've done a great job and very instrumental in the creation of what we're doing today, as well as a very special friend of mine, Dr. Ben Carson, so special that he's being honored. He's being honored in a couple of weeks, and I was absolutely not here. It was a very important mission for the country, and because I usually take missions only for the country. But this was for the country, and I said, I can't do that one. I'm going to go back. I'm going to be with Ben Carson at Mount Vernon, I believe it's going to be. Pretty good place, pretty good location, right, Ben? But he's been my friend from the beginning, right from the beginning. Should I tell him the story about what you said to me, Ben, the famous words? He was a very tough opponent. We were fighting it out, and we had actually 18 candidates, including me. And Ben came up to me right after the first debate. He said, you know you're going to win, don't you? And I said, no, I don't know that. I think I'm going to win, but I don't know it. 18 people, and I had never done it before. They had all done it. They were all governors and senators.
It's so crazy going back and rewatching some of those old debates, like the Republican primary, the Hillary Trump debates. Very bizarre time capsules watching those. It's almost like chilling to watch how things have changed.
There's talented people. He said, no, you're going to win it because God wants you to win it. Yeah. Right? But that didn't stop him. We went through. I said, when is this guy going to quit? You know, he gave me these words of beauty. Then he goes for weeks and weeks. He was tough. He was a tough one. But we love Ben. Ben's special, and we appreciate it. Thank you, Ben. Thanks also to the commission members, including Secretary Scott Turner.
Yeah, he's going to do all his things.
He's been with me from the very beginning, right? Yeah. Pastor Franklin Graham, great.
Wait till he gets into the meat of his speech today.
Great gentleman. Thank you.
I already know he said some crazy stuff.
A man I've watched for years on television, but you're not supposed to admit it. You know, it's like with me. People don't like to admit it, but we all watch. Phil McGraw, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil. Thank you, Phil. Great guy. He came out early for me. He did a piece on me before the election that was different than any interview I've ever done. He asked me the most personal questions. I said, this guy's really getting personal. But everybody that saw it loved it, so thank you. Thank you very much. Cardinal Timothy Dolan, highly respected man.
I will say he's in a rather good mood today. This is like kind of bizarre. You don't normally see him like just this happy. Maybe it's because he's like literally around the only people that aren't going to ask him tough questions. But we'll see, because I did see that earlier he got pretty outraged during this speech. So we'll see what he says.
Great. You come from New York. He was in his own right the king. It was great. And we worked together in the first administration so much on going through that horrible epidemic that we went through. A couple of epidemics we had to go through, a couple of really bad ones, but we worked together, and I helped financially with your church and your schools, keeping your schools going, and it was an honor to do so. Bishop Robert Barron. Bishop, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Great job you've done. A man I watch on television a lot. He doesn't believe it, and I do. Eric.
People like this guy. They think he's like a religious man. They think he's like a Christian. He's a criminal, and he's a rapist. That's what's so insane about it. I mean, look at him. He's playing this character for his audience to watch on TV, but deep down inside, he knows he fucked up.
Taxes. Where is Eric? I do watch. He said, you really don't. I said, I really do. I said, you have to have more confidence in this. Your show is excellent. And he's a great guy. And he wants me to call it the Super Centennial. He said Super Centennial. And I think we're going to do that. Let's change it. I really like that idea, because we call it the 250 Centennial, but it's really not. It's really just below the try, right? So we're going to call it Super Centennial then, okay? Let's do that. Will you please make the changes? All of my people that are all over the room, please make that change.
Yeah, why? What has got him
A
so
wonderful
jolly
person
today?
who
It's
I've known
definitely
for
a little
long
suspicious.
time, Kelly Shackelford. Kelly,
He's way too happy right now. Something's up.
thank you very much. Great job. Ryan Anderson. Ryan, thank you. Congratulations. Carrie Bowler and Allison Ho. Carrie?
Yeah, Trump's behavior is way too suspicious right now.
And we're also joined by the chairman of the Faith and Freedom Coalition, Ralph Reed. There's Ralph. Ralph, you help so much.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to get past the
Our
thanks.
families here. Look at that. They don't
Let's get to the meat.
told what to do by people that came before me, in all fairness, but they're making changes. Big changes are being made at the Smithsonian, but I just want to thank the Greene family, because what you've done here is incredible. Thank you very much.
Don't thank my family. Fuck you. You don't
For
thank my
thousands
family.
of years, the
That's
Bible
not
has
actually my
shaped
family, but-
civilization, ethics, art, and literature, and it's brought hope, healing, and transformation to untold millions and millions of lives. The Bible is also an important part of the American story. That's why I'm delighted to announce that just moments ago, I personally delivered the Trump Family Bible given to me by my mother. I remember the time she gave it to me, but it was used in both my inaugurations and also display at the museum, and I guess it will now be displayed right in the heart of our nation's capital, right here, and that's an honor. That's an honor.
The Trump Bible is going to be displayed at the Capitol. Let that sink in, folks. The Trump Bible, not the Bible, the Trump Bible will be on display for all to see. Every tourist that visits DC, every resident, they'll be able to go see the Trump Bible, probably in a case right in the middle of the Capitol. It's disturbing.
We're here this morning to discuss the grave threats to religious liberty in American schools. And you know what's going on. We all know what's going on.
Oh yeah, nothing like the Christians in America that are under threat right now. By the way, this is no knock on Christianity. This is just insane that out of all the problems we have in this country, the president is dealing with the problems facing Christians in America, when in reality, they claim we're a Christian nation. and everything is so great for Christians in America, specifically white Christians. But let's hear Trump explain why Christianity is under attack.
But I will tell you, a lot of progress has been made in the last 8 months. Tremendous progress, more than I thought we could make.
Somebody on TikTok says Swift, Jones, Loveland, Jefferson, all touchdowns today. I'm going to go ahead and say Roma Dunze and DJ Moore. Add those to the list. They are definitely going yard today. By the way, if you're just tuning in on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube right now. We're reacting to Donald Trump's speech that he's giving at the Bible Museum in D.C. He's talking about the invasion of Chicago. So come tune in on YouTube right now. Then you actually can watch the speech that I'm showing. Link is in my bio, or just search Josh the Progressive. I'm going to keep putting on Trump right here so you can listen, but I encourage you, come watch on YouTube so you can actually take a look.
That the woke agenda is practically gone. It's deep-seated. We have to make sure it's out. It's very bad. It's like a weed. You think you killed it, and then it starts growing again. So we have to be careful, but it's very, very different than it was.
Here's a question, by the way. When woke is gone for good, and when Trump finally gets rid of all the undocumented migrants that he wants to, who is he going to blame then for the fact that housing will still be unattainable, for the fact that nobody can afford health care? Right now they're saying, oh, the reason why you don't have a job, the reason why you can't afford a house is because all these illegal aliens are coming in and stealing everything from you. Oh, and the reason why everything's so corrupt in hiring and the reason why colleges are so corrupt is because of woke. Okay, well, you get rid of those things in a very disgusting and un-American way. Then who are you going to blame? And guess who they'll go after next? Trans. And then gay. And they'll probably go after black people as well. Because this administration has already hinted at the fact that they could overturn the legality of interracial marriage. There are literally Republicans in Congress and in the Senate that are open to getting rid of interracial marriage. Don't take my word for it. Take their word for it. So again, if you're on TikTok right now, come watch on YouTube. I'm about to play more of Trump's speech. We'll be pausing it, periodically to discuss. But go to YouTube, search Josh the Progressive, or just go to the link in my bio. You'll find this live feed. Leave a comment in the YouTube chat once you get here. Let me know that you're watching from TikTok. I appreciate you for coming to YouTube.
You look at West Point, how proud they are of their heritage. They did something this week which I thought was appropriate. Some of you know what that is. Does anybody know what that is? Yeah, I like it. I like it. Oh, look at who we have over here. We have your associate, Pam, huh?
Is he talking about how they
Leo 2.0
got rid of Tom Hanks' speech?
Well, we have Leo here. Is he doing a good job, Pam? He's great. He's a DOJ. He's a great man. He's a great friend of mine for a long time.
Of all time.
Somebody just said greatest president of all time.
I'm glad I got to see him. I would have been in
Most
big
criminal
trouble, Pam,
president.
if I didn't see him. But thank you, Leo, very much. I appreciate it. For most of our country's history, the Bible was found in every classroom in the nation. Yet in many schools today, students are instead indoctrinated with anti-religious propaganda, and some are even punished for their religious beliefs, and very, very strongly punished. It's ridiculous.
Who the fuck is punished for their religious beliefs other than Muslims? Specifically, anybody who's actually just advocating for Palestinian liberation are the ones who are punished. I would like anybody on TikTok or YouTube right now to name me one example of a time where somebody white and Christian in America was punished for being Christian.
Joining us this morning is Hannah Allen from Honey Grove, Texas. A few years ago, Hannah organized a group of her classmates to pray for an injured peer. The school principal declared that Hannah's generous act of love was prohibited from taking place in front of the other students. Didn't like it.
Okay, that's not punishment, by the way. That's literally the fact that we have separation of church and state, and that's the school's rules. So if they want to do a prayer or whatever, they can do it outside of school. They don't have to do it, mandating everybody else to participate in that. I'm pretty sure the way he's describing it is not actually what happened.
The principal didn't like it. Can you imagine? But Hannah very strongly stood her ground, and she won. And Hannah, I just want to thank you for letting the light of your faith shine for all of those to see. We really appreciate it. And where is Hannah? Is Hannah here someplace? I think so. Hannah, stand up, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, clap, clap, clap for Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. I know what you went through. I know what you went through. It's great. Appreciate it. To support students like Hannah, I'm pleased to announce this morning that the Department of Education will soon issue new guidance protecting the right to prayer in our public schools, and it's total protection.
Hey, get out of the way, bud. I can't see the president. Move. Move. Out of the way, now. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Great job. See what you did, Hannah? Who knew?
Yeah, good point, Catherine. People have noticed Trump taking blue pills now. He's taking the blue pill. He's coming back to the Democrat side. No, literally, he's been seen taking more pills than usual, and maybe he took his happy pill.
Who knew that was going to happen, right? Thank you, darling. Also with us is 12-year-old Shay Encinas from California. Last year in 5th grade, Shay was forced to read a book to a kindergarten student promoting a message of radical gender ideology that is contrary to his religious beliefs and ours. I'd like to have Shay come up and tell the story. It's an amazing story. Shay, please come up.
Oh, boy. Let's see how this goes. Can't believe he was forced to read a story that maybe suggested that people can be different genders. Oh my God, what a crazy story. Poor Shay. Your life is so hard. Let's see how the president uses you as a prop, Shay. He looks so excited. He's like, I got to meet the Nazi president.
Thank you again, Mr. President.
If you're on TikTok, come to YouTube. You're going to want to see
I'm
this live
I've been a
footage.
Christian my whole life, and Jesus means everything to me. When I was in 5th grade, my school forced me to teach my kindergarten buddy about changing his gender using a book called My Shadow is Pink. The book said you can choose your gender based on feelings instead of how God made us. I knew this was not right, but I was afraid of getting in trouble. After my family spoke up,
This is so disgusting. I'm sorry. This is abhorrent. This is so putrid. This little kid needs to be taught better than this. This is so disgusting. This kid probably was thinking, oh my God, I get to meet the president. This is not a normal president, child. This is not a normal president. You might be a Christian. You might love Jesus. I respect that for you. This president rapes people. This president commits crimes. He was found guilty for fraud, for years of fraud. He's a criminal. This is not what is taught in schools. Not to mention, this president tried to overthrow the country. This president oversaw 500,000 Americans lose their lives due to his failed leadership during the global health crisis known as COVID. And I know you're a little kid. I know you're like so excited that you got to meet the president, but come on, buddy. Like, you live in the United States of America. You look old enough to know that there are transgender people. It's okay. They're not doing anything to you. Okay? They're not doing anything to you. So don't use your parents' religion, because I know they're the ones forcing you to do this, as an excuse to demonize your fellow Americans, your fellow countrymen. Come on.
the school treated us badly, and kids started bullying me and my brother because of our faith. And the school did nothing to stop it.
Nobody was bullying you because of your faith, little bro. Let's be real. But I will. I'll bully you because you're being a little twerp right now, honestly. You're being a little twerp because you're kissing ass to the president because you got so upset that you had to read a book. I don't even think it was about the fact that the book talked about gender identity. I think you're just mad that you had to read.
I hurt a lot, but I kept trusting God. I believe kids like me should be able to live our faith at school without being forced to go against what we believe.
I know he's just a little kid, but like, I wonder if this is going to hurt him later on. Like, he's going to try and get some kind of job, and they're going to say, you did that weird speech when you were a child. Did you think about that one?
I hope no other family has to go through what mine did. Thank you.
Brother, what did your family have to go through? You said you were bullied for being a Christian in California, brother. And by the way, your family went through nothing compared to the families of trans Americans who lose their lives because they're murdered or they're harassed. Get a grip, son. Luke, I know you didn't like that kid. I know that kid is not your favorite. What a bozo. Go sit down.
Thank you, Shay. Great job.
Take a seat, Shay.
That was delivered well, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
On day one of my administration, I
that.
signed an executive order to slash federal funding for any school that pushes transgender insanity on our youth.
Transgender insanity. Ooh, transgender insanity. We're getting insane up
We also
here.
banned
Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Insane in the transgender.
the chemical and surgical mutilation of our children. It's banned.
Trump needs to be careful using the word mutilation, considering the fact that he's friends with Jeffrey E. And they literally went after little girls.
We got men out of women's sports. How tough was it? How cool. But could you imagine, seriously, I'm just thinking to myself, transgender for everybody, men playing in women's sports, all of the different things we do.
I love when he says that. Transgender for everybody. He thinks that like everybody's just gonna become transgender. Like, you're transgender, transgender for everybody. That's a good one, Mr. President.
Talk about it's insane. And if you were here 15, 20 years ago, and if somebody made a speech about transgender for everyone, I always say transgender because for everyone. Transgender, they have some states that actually can force it upon you without the parents' notification or.
That's not fucking true. It's literally not true. But nobody's gonna push back on that.
Approval. It's not even believable. But can you imagine men playing in women's sports?
This
So
speech
you're
was
up 15 years ago, I
about an
guess.
hour ago.
Probably 10 years ago, but 15 years ago, and somebody said, we will not allow men to play in women's sports. People would look at the person and say, what's he talking? Is he crazy? It happened. And not only that, the Democrats don't want to give it up. I watched a congressman fighting like crazy this weekend for men having the right to play in women's sports.
And don't even get me started on Riley Gaines. Do you people know her? She's like the swimmer. She got 5th place in her swim meet. And she was mad that there was a trans athlete in the race. And then I believe they raced again without the trans athlete. She still got 5th place. Okay, your mediocrity is no excuse to be a fucking jackass. All right? And she's like grifted her whole career now because she got 5th place and there was a trans athlete. Like, you wouldn't have fucking beat the other people anyway. You fucking suck. Okay? You suck. You're not a good swimmer. Okay? That doesn't mean you can just become like a political activist now.
And they don't understand, but I don't want to really fight them on that. I tell all the Republicans, let them go. Just bring it up about a week before the election because you don't want to talk about it, but they say it's an 80-20 issue. I say, Dan, it's a 97-3 issue, okay? And transgender's about the same. It's crazy.
It's not, folks, it's not just about like men in women's sports or like they claim that like everybody's going to be transgender. They specifically don't accept transgender people as people. And this is just the new crusade of their time. This was gay. Remember, this was gay. Nowadays, it seems more common knowledge that being gay is a thing. But remember, just decades ago, in this country, it was straight up not legal. I just watched Milk, the Harvey Milk biopic with Sean Penn. Great movie, by the way. Highly recommend that movie. And it's just crazy how like there was literally a crusade to arrest people for being gay. And we've made progress on that, but now it's trans. And it's not just they want to get men out of women's sports or whatever. They literally want trans people gone. They want them murdered. They want them in jail because they say it doesn't exist. They say it's just a mental illness.
Sort of a crazy thing. It's a world gone wrong, just a world gone wrong. And I made the official policy.
So that little kid that's up there and he's like, oh, I'm so bullied for being Christian. It's like, you have the president of the United States saying that trans people are a world gone wrong. Like, I have friends who are trans. They're human beings. And they actually are just living a normal life. And they're not fucking with anybody. They're the ones being fucked with. Okay? So shut your trap, you treasonous, traitorous president.
Of the United States government that there
Go
are
Bears.
only two genders. You're going to hate this. Male and female. You're going to hate it. And we got rid of a very sinister thing, the Johnson Amendment, so that pastors can speak the truth that's in their hearts. You know, I'll tell you, I was in a boardroom early on. Paula was there. A couple of people in the room were there. But we had about 50 pastors, some rabbis. We had people from a few different religions. And I was just running. I'd never done it before. So it was very early in the campaign. It was in early 2016. And Trump Tower was 68 stories up in the air, a beautiful boardroom, and places loaded up with these people. And they were all excited. And then at the end, I said, I'd love to have your support. And the room went dead silent. Do you remember? It's like, I said, what happened? I know you like me. What happened? Well, would like to talk to you about it later. Anyway, I said, all right, but if we could leave and we'll have another meeting maybe, but I would love to have your support. And there was, again, no answer. And I said, well, we'll figure this out. And I went to Paula and some of the others after. And I said, could I ask you, I know when I'm doing well, when I'm doing poorly, and I was doing really well. And then when I asked for support, it was like stone cold silence. They said, we have something called the Johnson Amendment, that if a pastor, or minister, or rabbi, or imam, or anybody says anything about politics, you can lose your tax-exempt status. I said, you got to be kidding. So that's what happened. And they were petrified of it. Yeah. Remember that? Nobody even wanted to talk about it. They were absolutely, they became a different group of people. And I pledged to them at the next meeting, we had another meeting a couple of weeks later with a similar group of people. And I pledged to them that if I win, we're going to get rid of the Johnson Amendment. This was Lyndon Johnson, who had a tremendous fight with a minister from, I believe it was Houston or Dallas. And and Lyndon Johnson was a very powerful president. He had good power, good strength. He ended up being very weakened by the position, but he had tremendous power. He was a big deal maker, and he got that done, which is pretty amazing that he could get that done. Everybody fought him, but he got it done. He pushed it through Congress, where you lose your tax-exempt status if you even utter a word about politics, and that was amazing when I heard that. I never heard of that before. And I said, we're going to get rid of it. And we got rid of it. You have got, because you're the people we want to hear from.
Folks, real quick, I'm getting word right now. We've got some immediate breaking news. I'm getting word that, I'm actually getting an important phone call. Okay, let's take 5. This will be a commercial break. I'm getting a phone call from my doctor.